r/legal advice. Mars 1006 says, Ups gave my $4,000 package to someone claiming to work for me without verifying that they worked for me. Quick note, writing this post for my dad, since he doesn't speak English, I will be handling this for him, and he lives in Colorado, as do I. My dad recently ordered a brand new PC for himself from Newegg. He wanted to treat himself, so he went all out on what would be a $4,000 PC when all was said and done. He knew that he would not be home when the packages were to be delivered, so he called Ups and asked that they hold the package at one of their locations so he could go pick it up personally, which they did. When he went to go pick up his packages, 4 or 5 boxes in total, he was told that they had already gave his package to a woman earlier that day. She was claiming that she worked for him. She was lying. According to the Ups store, she provided them with his name and tracking number, which there is no way she could have had access to that information unless they slipped up and gave it to her. Possible violation in and of itself maybe? After talking to them for an hour or so, they went to the security cameras, and sure enough, there they were handing his computer parts to some random woman claiming to work for him. She clearly inspected the boxes, pretended as though they were exactly what she was expecting, and she went on her merry way. They did the bare minimum in identifying her. She used an ID that may very well be fake, maybe not. Not only that, but they lost the copy of her ID somehow. We are going back tomorrow, they said they would look for it. But either way, she definitely knew she was stealing. And they should at least have a copy of her ID? Fake it or not, record who you gave the expensive stuff to. Right? So. Yeah. I'm bummed for him. He's one of the hardest working people I know, being robbed of what is not an insignificant amount of money to him. Felony theft in Colorado starts at $2,000. I just want him to be made whole, whether it's this woman being charged and the parts returned, or Ups held accountable. My preference, lady sucks too, but it just seems like negligence and incompetency on their part. I don't know. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Zerxa Spoon says, what did the police say? Did they say, yeah, this is the 99th time this week we've seen this? Did your dad speak to the vendor? Mars 1006 says, going to call the police department first thing tomorrow. This all unfolded a couple hours ago. I need to get more information before I call them, right? As of now I have no information to give them, except for the camera footage, which I don't have yet. Currently drafting a message to the vendor. I just tell them what happened to right. Zerxa Spoon says, I wouldn't simply tell the vendor what happened. I would tell the vendor that the package was not delivered and that they have to ship another one or issue a refund. Built a K says, I wouldn't be surprised if it was an inside job at the Ups store. One of the employees could have phoned a friend to come pick up your father's packages. Like other posters have said, report the theft to the police. The police will have a much greater chance of getting the information you will need to make you whole again. Garrick Stella says, oh yeah. This is obviously what happened. Bunch of obvious high-end computer part boxes roll through. Yeah. He got a sister or a girlfriend to come pick it up. Lina Crubbing says, I second this. First file police report. Then file with postal inspector with suspect that someone in this USP's office had their lady friend pick up the stolen shipment without valid ID. Deckham 925 says, I wonder how they got all that information. Maybe his email is compromised. I would change my password just to be safe. Someone had access to this information. I found Ups to be relaxed on security. I've had very expensive packages delivered to my house that require a signature, and they don't even verify my identity. Sometimes they ask what my last name is after they hand the package to me. Ups also delivered a 3090 to the wrong address back when they were extremely hard to come by. I won a new egg raffle for the opportunity to buy one. Thankfully, they gave me the address of the house, and I was able to recover it the same day. Occupants wouldn't answer the door. I parked near their house for 4+ hours and confronted the dude who said he was gonna return it to Ups with the package in hand. It was 10 PM at this point. Ups store was closed. r/legal advice. Bombadil says, apartment towed my car and states that I have to pay and that it was in the lease, that an inoperable car can't be on premises. I noticed last night that my car was gone out of my parking lot. The transmission blew and I never got the tags renewed because it was not functional currently. When I called 911 to report it stolen, they stated that it had been towed and marked as ABD and advised that I speak to my leasing agency. When I called them, they stated that they gave me 48 hours notice and that it was in my lease, that it wasn't allowed to be there. I asked where, and when I looked there is nothing stating that inoperable cars can't be on the property, only that they aren't liable for missing or stolen property. I have reached out to a local lawyer, but haven't heard anything back yet. Tom78 says, check your local ordinances. I used to be a leasing agent and the city we were located in had a person from the police station in a truck with only the job of checking tags in apartment communities. They would bring us their list after they rolled through the complex, and we had to comply with notifying the resident that they had to fix their registration by the time frame given to us, or we will have the vehicle towed at their expense. City law trumped us not having this particular towing provision in the lease. Acceptable notification was in the form of a window sticker. Bombadil says, the ordinance states public streets and not private lots. I spoke with a leasing agency and they brought out another book that I supposedly received when I signed the lease. I'm waiting for them to show me the copy they have that I signed. I have gotten the car out of the lot and junked it as that was the intention. Was given as an option by the tow company to pay the fee and stop more charges. Waiting on response from the leasing agency. Gintis says, no property is going to want a junker on the lot with expired tags. Did you miss the notice they put on your car? RLCHV70 says, if you want the car, go get it out of the impound right away. Tow companies will charge you for storage by the day. Pay the tow fee and then try to get it reimbursed. Pushthrothapane says, it's a fairly standard provision, but if it's not in the lease, they likely had no right to tow it. They stated that they gave me 48 hours notice, did they? I asked where, and when I looked there is nothing stating that inoperable cars can't be on the property. Ask them to point out exactly where it says that in the lease. If they cannot, ask them to return your car. Bombadil says, I read through the lease, and it doesn't state anything about vehicles on the property. I never saw a notice nor received one. I will ask them. I'm currently at work and may see if I can leave early to have them pointed out. Hemingway Fun says, you/Bombadil bigger concern is that now your car is somewhere racking up huge impound fees and you need insurance and a title to get it out. I think your location may vary, but for me I needed both. Impound fees get big quick. r/legal advice. Lil Bubble says, biological parent passed away leaving millions. Not exactly sure how to title this. My biological dad passed away last year. He left me when I was a few months old. I'm 29. I met him when he started getting sick when I was 18. He had a new family. Wife and 2 daughters close to my age. When he passed, apparently he left behind a few million. It's a very long and complicated story, but his side of the family, sisters, and my side keeps telling to me sue and get a lawyer. I'm not sure if I even have any grounds/chances of winning. Anyone know the law or info about this? Thank you. Bob says, I'm not sure if I even have any ground/chances of winning. Neither do we, you haven't given us nearly enough information. Lil Bubble says, deadbeat dad. Never met him until I was 18 years old. We lived in the same city the entire time. His older sister brought me to the hospital when he was sick with what I believe was MLS. Not exactly sure, but he died last year from it at around late 40s early 50s. When I met him, when I was 18, we tried to communicate a little and he sent me 1k every month for 3 years. No more communication for 6 to 7 years. Then he died. Apparently from his family, said he left $4 million CAD. His wife and 2 daughters got everything. Possibly property in Vietnam, house in Canada, and the money as well. His family is saying I was in the will, but the wife is hiding it. I'm not sure how true this is. She's not fond of me at all. Yes, she knows about me. She was the other woman that my dad cheated on my mom with and left us for. The older daughter and I met just before he passed away. I messaged her on again, that's how she knew about me. Her mom and younger sister were very angry at her and did not want her to have a relationship with me. When we met, everything seemed good. She wanted to have a relationship with me. We made plans to hang out again, etc. She said her mom and sister are very mad at her. Then right after my dad passed, a few weeks after, she blocked me. Went ghost. Haven't spoken to her since. Not sure what happened. In conclusion, my dad's sisters and my family want me to sue. Bob says, was the will probated? Were you informed of anything in that process? You should get a consult with a probate litigation attorney in the province where he lived. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.